What's up, everybody? We're here with none other than the great Grant Twiggy Baker, legend in the flesh. So, 3 times big wave tour world champ, and recently crowned the 3rd, right?
That's right.
Yeah. On to the questions. When did you start surfing?
I started bodyboarding at a very young age. My family was very beach orientated. My dad was a keen fisherman and a body surfer. Used to love to body surf, my dad. And so I grew up on and around the beach, and I think I had my first bodyboard at like 5 years old. I actually had a skimboard really early.
That was big, like I remember like when we were growing up.
Yeah,
like,
so I actually think probably my skimboard and a bodyboard came about around about the same time, between kind of 5 and 6 years old. My house was across the road from the beach in La Lucia there.
Mm-hmm.
So those shore breaks in front, that area between kind of the Mgani River mouth and Umhlanga is just one huge shore break at high tide, and I pretty much grew up in that shore break. Every day I'd go for a swim and a body surf in that shore break, and I think that's what gave me the affinity for barrels. I mean, you can get 50 barrels in one day, in that shore break.
It's not. I got my love for.
That's what I'm most excited about the handboards, is to get them in those shore breaks.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they break a little bit further out, and you can kind of get in early and get going as well. So, we can have a lot of fun.
Yeah. When did you go pro?
I went pro in probably I won Mavericks in 2006, so that's my first prize money that I won. So I guess that's kind of when I went pro, and then my first sponsorships came, probably as soon as the brand saw that wasn't a flash in the pan, and then I won Dungeons in 2008 and Chile as well, and then I got another second at Mavericks in 2009, and around about then I think. People noticed that it wasn't going to be a one-off, and companies started paying me.
It's the best way to do it, right?
Yeah.
Were you surfing you obviously weren't pro up until then, but you obviously were at a high level. Like, what's that progression look like for you?
Well, I was always into surfing big waves. Even Durban gets 20 foot on the face a couple times a year, and on those days I used to love it. So, and then from there obviously to Cave Rock and the north and south coast gets a little bit bigger, 25 maybe 30 feet on the face, and I enjoyed that. And then down to J Bay, whenever J Bay got really big, I'd be down there and surfing, and I met the Cape Town guys who then said, oh, you like J Bay, if it's big, come down to Cape Town. The whole Dungeons Big Wave Africa thing started in 1999, and I was invited to that. And then the first one I surfed was in 2003, I believe. And so 1999 to 2003 was when I first started catching really big waves, 40 foot face waves. And I met
Can you remember the first 40 footer you
I do remember clearly. I've still got a photograph. It was a wild, windy day at Dungeons. Massive wave, and that's where I met the guys during those contests. I met the guys from Mavericks, and they're like, oh, you like Dungeons, you'll love Mavericks. Went to Mavericks, won the
they're very
contest.
similar kind of ocean up in up in Northern California as it is to like Cape Town. So do you have a favorite wave, which I would assume is probably like that first 40 footer, but I could be wrong?
Favorite wave I've ever surfed was probably the one I just won the big wave awards, because that twin thing won me a lot of money. So that's probably my favorite wave. But my favorite actual wave to surf would have to be Jeffreys Bay. I've got family that lives there. I've got a lot of friends there. I've just had an affinity to the wave for years, and as a wave, it's got everything. I've actually tried to body surf it. The point is awesome for body surfing. J Bay. So I'd say my favorite wave in the whole world would be Jeffreys Bay.
You got to take the wedge or the, especially when it's just got that long, slow break going down on the point there. Like the wedge or the grom is just like will get you all the way down there.
Yes. So I took the wedge to Mozambique on a recent trip, and Ponta d'Oro on the high tide is just a slow rolling wave that goes for forever, and it was epic.
I mean, I remember watching that. I was watching that live, and I was like, you're toast.
Yeah. I think a number of things, you know, the size of the wave, I think they measured it at 61 feet, so straight away, you know, you're catching a 30-foot wave, a 60-foot face, that's huge to paddle into. Then it doubled up, which is quite rare for that size wave to be able to get over that double up, and to set a rail and be able to bottom turn on a wave that big is also, it's, you know, I think it's just accumulation of all everything that I've done in surfing and everything that I've, you know, been trying to accomplish. That wave kind of brought it all together. The board worked perfect, you know, everything. And if I'd made it, I think I would be calling it quits right now.
Really?
But because I didn't make it, you know, now I have to go out and get one that's similar and make it to the channel. I think, you know, I've still got that
desire.
I've still got that desire in me, and I mean, I came that close to making it, but I didn't, and so there's room for improvement there.
You would think taking a thrashing like that would be like, but yeah, I mean, I just like that particular wave. If anybody hasn't seen it, you can definitely, we'll probably put it in the comments or whatever. But you pull in, like, most humans would have been like, I'm out. Like, I'm just gonna go straight, like, see what happens. Like, what like,
well, to go straight would have been worse like, because I would have gone out onto the flats, but I wouldn't have cleared the lip. So the lip would have landed on me. I had no choice but to set my rail and try to get under the lip and into the barrel. But you know, I think the reason I won Ride of the Year, even though I didn't complete the ride, was more to catch a wave that big is extremely difficult, and then to make that double up and then set the rail and get under the lip. That's something that hasn't really been seen or done before in big wave surfing.
No, so, it was
that's the whole ride was about. And then obviously a big barrel that I almost made, but yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly, you were kind of body surfing out there.
There we go.
I don't know if I'm gonna make this.
Yeah, if I'd had the wedge, I probably would have.
Next time, just carry it with you.
On the one hand.
Yeah. So, how important do you think body surfing is to becoming an overall waterman?
It's so funny you say that, because my 3-year-old daughter is not too keen on the boards yet, but she loves to swim in the ocean, and she calls it body surfing. You know, we kind of push her.
Yeah.
She's got flotation things, and we kind of push her on the swells, and she's now watching the swells coming and, like, you know, kicking and pretending she's going for it. So she's body surfing already at 3. And she calls it body surfing, and she way prefers the body surfing. She not quite ready for the board, so she's already on her way through body surfing. And like I said, I spent all that time in the shore break around my house, which was kind of the catalyst to me to loving the barrel.
Yeah.
And obviously getting pounded and
just
knowing how to fall, knowing how to hold your breath in those compression situations. And yeah, I mean, I've continued to body surf my whole life, and if I see a wave, in particular at Gideon Maheba's camp in Indonesia, he's got this beautiful wave that's really steep and hollow, and then
whereabouts is
in the Mentawis, and he, you know, it's an epic body surfing wave, and ever since I hooked up with you guys, I've had that wave in the back of my mind that I've wanted to.
So what makes it so good? Because
the best body surf waves are ones that are super hollow, but are short, so you can kind of take off, get the barrel, and then they run. And then they run for a long way, kind of a fat section, so you can get the barrel, you can come out, and then you can really kind of body surf and performance on a rolling flat section with a wall, but a wall that doesn't really break. And this wave just seems perfect to me.
Sweet. I'm gonna look it up. What's your, you know, you don't have to reveal any spots, but like, what draws you to Mozambique?
If you just fly into Maputo and hire a 4x4 and drive that coast, you'll be astounded by the amount of waves. It's subtropical, the water's warm, it's friendly people. It's definitely one of the best countries in Africa, and if you're a surfer, it's probably the best country, you know, besides South Africa, because we've got such a variety in South Africa, being at the bottom like that. But Mozambique, as if you're a natural footer and you like, you know, beautiful lined up sand bottom point breaks. It's pretty much as good as it gets.
Sweet. So what inspired a big wave surfer to join, Bodysurfing handboarding team?
I just obviously you guys having a South African background, and when I saw the Bula, I noticed that it was something that I'd used, something similar that I'd used and kind of designed years ago, with an old friend of mine, Solo, who was the glasser for Baron.
Yeah, I remember.
And he used to actually make them and sell them in a few surf shops in Durban. And I just thought, you guys are kicking off here in the States and worldwide, and I just thought I could, maybe my program could help, and we could find synergy. A common ground, a synergy, and it seems to have worked out insane. And we're going to do, we talked about doing a model together, which is going to be great. And it's why not? I'm a body surfer, and it's going to be
all-round Waterman.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, and again, congratulations on all the success. The third world title and biggest wave paddled into this, was it winter or like it was?
So it's a year to year.
So this year. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And if you guys have got any questions for Twig, drop them in the comment thing, and we'll bug him to answer some of that. So peace out, guys. Have a great one.
Cheers.
Thanks, bro.
Cheers. No problem.
You.